Skipper. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Had a bit of a small hiccup there for a minute. So the reason why my internet was spinning because I literally forgot to pay my bill. So I just got finished putting the payment in for my bill. Going in right now to link the YouTube back up. I had to reset everything. And now I'm going back in. So we were just doing a demonstration. Last demonstration I did, yeah, I had some fun in there. People can call it unprofessional, but it is what it is. Did a demonstration. We took everyday black house paint. And in the everyday black house paint, we did a demonstration side by side to a screen we painted in next to our black Phoenix that has a crazy white level. Now, also too, when it comes, we say this is our blackest screen paint. This is the blackest screen paint that we have developed under our dark technology. And as I said before, that you can't sit there. Some people sit there and say, well, you know, all black screens are the same. No, not all black screens are the same. Some are going to pull more heavier contrasts. Some's going to pull heavier white levels. This is what's going to happen. But one of the most important things when it comes to a black screen, the most important thing is not the contrast levels. This is something the screen is already designed to do. The most important thing is the white level. That's the most important thing. And one of the things you have to do anytime you're testing any form of black technology or dark technology, you have to be able to test the white levels. And how the white levels are tested? Well, are the black surfaces, black fabric, black vinyl, black paint? Yes. Now, as I said before, we have one of the darkest screens, yes, on the market. But as I said before, there's a different shade. All of our technology, anything we develop, anything we make, has weird shades to it. So we can go into, and somebody can say, well, this is the same product as yours. We can take a container of ours, you can pour it on top of theirs. If it doesn't match that shade of black, then we know it's not our screen. Another thing we would know is the fact that our screen pulls an insane white level. As you can see, this is the Phantom pulling a high white level. Now, in a lot of the demonstrations I've seen with Jamie's demonstrations, he's come on and showing this black screen like that, saying that's their product. This is how the product displays. At the end of the day, as I said before, the technology we have has a heightener in it, which means it has the ability to read white light. It's a technology we're blessed to get by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to be able to do this to be able to pull higher white levels. Now, any other surface that doesn't have this coating embedded into it is going to come out with a very dark white level. Now, this is the screen we painted in the demonstration. This is black house paint. I'll go into the whatchamacallit here and show you. This is the black house paint we have here. Right there, this is what we use to paint the screen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to repaint the screen again. So I'm going to take our stand. Let's bring it down some. All right. Like I said, I don't like it when people do fake demonstrations. Like I said, at the end of the day, you're going to be outed. You're going to be outed for the fake that you are when you do fake demonstrations. So what happens is if you take black paint and you paint this and you claim it to be one of our products, the problem you're going to have is the fact that it's not going to be able to produce white light and all the images are going to come up dark, where our technology is designed to produce a white level, a very high white level. So let's get our black paint here that we have right here in the container. We're going to repaint the surface again. As a matter of fact, let me get repaint the surface again. Yes, repaint the surface again. Now, I'm pretty sure in our collection of what we developed, that is the blackest screen we have. I'm pretty sure there's other screens out there much, much darker than the Phoenix. But as I said before, the darker the screen, one of the problems you're going to have is white levels are going to start to become a struggle. So you have to figure out how dark you can make the screen before you start having some complications where maybe the technology you're using to be able to produce those white levels may start to struggle. That's why we had the sheet here where we showed you the different stages of the Phantom. These are stages that we were testing to see exactly how dark we could get the screen before the heightener started having some problems with not being able to pull enough white light. So at the stage we have it at, it is 4 times darker than a Phoenix. It still can maintain insane white levels, but if we go any darker than that, there's going to be issues with it. So everything has limitations. So we're going to paint over the surface again with our everyday house black paint. We're going to dry it. We're going to put it against the screen. We're going to do the demonstration again. Or we're going to be doing this a lot. And we're going to do some of the demonstrations. We're going to redo Jamie's demonstrations where we're going to take the bare silver screen products. We're going to make his products. We're going to put that side by side. Because keep in mind, if I'm going to come out here and do this demonstration, it's only fair that, and we know he's not going to do the demonstration, so we'll do it for him today. We're going to take the personal mix. We're going to take some, I think I'm going to do it this way. We'll do the bare silver screen at another time. I want to do this one differently. I want to do black and white paint. We're going to do the tutorial video showing him making the black and white paint. And we're going to make 3 different shades and see if that matches without bare silver screen. That'll be quite embarrassing if it doesn't. All right, so let's get the painting. So we're going back over it again. Another coat of everyday house paint. And you have some people out there saying that, well, it's easy to make. No, it's not that easy to make a black screen. Black screens are very hard to do. Extremely hard to do. But like I said, you have to be to pass that black on black test. You're going to have to be to show the difference between your product and another black screen. And it can't be a small little bump, because I know how Jamie does things. He does a small little margin and says, hey, this is a small little margin. It's a difference. No, it has to be a huge difference. All right. I should have folded this over like this. I'm not worrying about the countertop. I'm not worried about that. I don't want this folding over my screen. Should have folded it this way. And that way, if that fell back, it wouldn't touch my screen. And that's what I should have did. I wasn't thinking on that one. All right. So this is our second coat that we're applying on right now. This is everyday black paint. And as I said before, it's a fellow by the name of Crow 1176 who has a habit of doing these fake demonstrations on our products. And one of the things he does on our products is he takes a black paint and he basically claims it to be our product because it's black. And as I said before, there's a difference between our product and black paint, which I'm showing you right now. So like I said, we're just painting on our black paint to our surface. And like I said, any black surface is going to have the ability to be able to pull contrast. One of the biggest problems you're going to have when it comes to these black screens, these fake black screens that I see, is the fact that the white levels are not going to pull. And one of the things they're not going to be to do is the black on black test. And that's one of the tests that we put our black screens through, that they have to be able to show their white levels. So, you know, the whole thing with the going all the way back, like I said, I like for people to dig a big enough hole before we show off this kind of stuff. Now, I did show some demonstrations off like this. Way back, we had the Supreme 7. We had a black version of the 7. We did some demonstrations on that. I'll upload those videos. But like I said, this individual never learns. So not only I'm not going to be doing videos like this all day, showing off our screens doing it, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to be able to show that you didn't fake any of your demonstrations. When we can come up here and we can take any kind of black paint, throw it against that screen, and that screen's going to produce a high white level every single time. And that's how we know that if we're working with a company and the company says, hey, this is how your product turned out, and we got it, we want our money back, it's trying to swap out or keep our products. I've seen some weird stuff in business. I've seen stuff where people have actually printed out fake labels and said, hey, this is your product right here. You know, we need this is the fake invoice. We've seen just about everything. I've been in this business for a very long time. And one of the things I've noticed that when you develop screen paint, you have to make sure it has a signature look to it. So no one else can say, hey, this is your product. This has a different shade of black. As I said before, not all black shares the same shade. This is a very dark black. Like I said, it's 4 times darker than the Phoenix, which we showed you in the demonstrations. But also, too, it pulls the highest white level. But you're going to have different shades. The reason why you need different shades, because some people get slick and they think, well, all black screens look the same. I can go out there, fill this up with black paint and say, look, this is his product right here. No, you can't. Because the difference between that black paint, number one, there's a shade difference. And number two, this can't see white light because it's just everyday black paint. That's it. Nothing special about it. Same thing about Crow's screen paint products. His great products, there's nothing special about that. You can do the same thing with primer. You can do the same thing with bullseye. You can do the same thing with bare silver screen. It'll all react the same way. You won't see any significant difference, which we're going to show you today. Now, like I said, I'm a fair person. It's not fair for me to do a demonstration like that if I don't put my screen under the exact same scrutiny. Just like outside, we did the challenge demonstration. It's an easy demonstration for us because the screens have to go through that regardless. But just like that, if we're going outside and you got to show a star field, I got to show a white level. But I did better than that. I showed a white level on both screens, and I used your light gray screen products to blend into that dark screen as I was doing it. All right, this is dry. So we're not dry, but wet. We're going to take this. We're going to dry the screen right here. And so we'll be good to go. We'll back up and then we're good to go. Oh. Yeah, whatever. Let's get this dry. At the end of the day, you got to be real careful about making fake accusations against people's products. That's why I said I'll be seeing you in court, because I'll do the same demonstration in court, no problem. And as you can see, paint is black. There you go. And keep in mind, like I said, when I sit there and I tell you on camera, and I look at the video and says, hey, that's the wrong color shade, because our screen paint, our black screen paint, as dark as it may be, has an odd shade in it. I can tell it's not our shade. But for some people, they'll say that, oh no, all screens produce the same black shade. No, they don't. That's where you're sadly mistaken. They do not. A Venta black is probably 60 times darker than my screen. My screen could never even touch that thing to begin with. But they look all black. No. You can go to Home Depot or Lowe's and say, hey, let me get a can of black paint. They're like, what shade you want? Yeah, they come in multiple shades, even though it's black. So that Phantom has a special shade of it to it. So if I take that everyday black paint and I stick it against it, what happens is the Phantom comes up a little lighter than that screen, because the Phantom is a different shade. But the Phantom's 4 times darker than a Phoenix, and a Phoenix is jet black. See? There's a certain signature we put in there. So just in case we're in a business deal and somebody goes, oh, this is your screen, this is failed, and we take that paint, we pour it on that match, and then we turn that projector on, and that screen turns dark, and that screen lightens up, oh, you got a lawsuit on your hands at the end of the day. Contract breach. Breach of contract. Automatic lawsuit. And our contract breaches, you lose one of them, that's a $500,000 lawsuit right here. You lose automatically from the door. You already signed that contract. You agreed to it. Automatic termination of contract. So here's the other one we have here, already painted. We got 2 of these painted up. This is the other one. There you go. See, it can't read white light. So what happens is it comes up gray. Even though it looks black on the floor, the best it can do when it comes to white light is it can only produce gray, because it can't see pure light. Phantoms can see pure light. I mean, come on. Didn't you see the demonstrations of me taking a 1,000 lumen projector and throwing sheets and stuff against the screen and t-shirts and stuff, and the screen was just maintaining this white level where everything was turning dark around it? Same thing applies to paint too. When I sit there on camera and I tell you something, I can back it up. Every time I say something like, hey, look, you know I can back it up. Yeah. So that's how we know if someone fakes a demonstration. We know right from the door. And Jamie thought he could just come on there and just think that, hey, it's black paint. No one's going to be to tell the difference between the products. This is how Jamie thinks. We know how people like Jamie thinks. Small-minded. We know how they think. In the back of his mind, he thought, what I'll do is I'll just take some everyday black paint and I'll print out his label, put it on there, and I'll do a couple of demonstrations and show that his product doesn't pull that image. Knowing that it was just black paint at the end of the day. Lawsuit. This is why you're getting sued for doing dumb stuff like that. Now, if you had my product and it did that, and you could show proof of it did that, then I can't sue you. But on the other hand, if you deliberately took a container, printed out my label, stuck it on it, and put a black substance in it, and started a campaign by calling me a scammer, yeah, buddy, you're getting sued at the end of the day. Whopping $250,000 lawsuit. I may ask for more than that now. I can go into any courtroom and do this demonstration right there with no problem. The problem is you're going to have to prove me wrong. It's going to be hard to do. Extremely hard to do. And if you can't, I told you what happens in these civil lawsuits. It is very nasty. It's not going to be a pretty ride. Once that judgment is slapped against you, keep in mind it's going to come with interest. I'm just going to tell you up front what's going to happen to you. And then once I have that judgment, that piece of paper, I have the ability to execute anything I want, which means I can go down to the sheriff's department and say, hey, look, or I ask the judge, well, this is what we want every month. We want about $5,000 every month. We want $3,000 every month. They may break it depending on the judge we're dealing with. And then with my attorneys, it depends on how it's going to play out. It could be a point where they may be lenient to you. They may basically allow you to pay what you can pay. But we're going to request nothing under $1,000. So keep in mind, you will pay me that money every single week. And if you miss a payment, I will go down to the courts with my attorneys and we will execute judgment on your property, your things, your items, things that you have, garnish your income tax, stuff like that. It will get bad for you, which means someone will show up at your door, sheriff's department from California, and they will issue you some documents and they will start moving your stuff out of your house. And I will start selling your products off. I mean, not your products, but your items. They will go off to an auction. Your income tax, that's gone. That's automatically gone. The minute you get hit with a lawsuit, automatically the first thing they start doing is they start taking your income tax. That's gone. Since you're married, this will carry over to your spouse. So you can understand how bad this is going to get. And if there's enough damage shown there, well, the copyrights, you did tamper with my copyrights, because once we win this one, we're going to go over and we're going to file another class action lawsuit for copyright infringements for you touching my copyrights. Now, this is a little different now. This gets a little tricky for you. Not tricky, it gets a little bad. We can sue you for another $250,000. We can sue you for $50,000 per copyright. We can go $10,000 per copyright, and we can actually ask for jail time. Yes, for touching someone's copyright, and depending on what you did with it and how you did with how you use my artwork without my permission, you can get anywhere from 10 years, 5 to 10 years in jail. Now, keep in mind, this is where it gets bad, because once we file that, then the Copyright and Trademark Commission, those are the people who we filed the copyright to begin with. They have their own rules and regulations that you have to follow by. Even though I have my own attorney that may be suing you for what you did to us, they have their own rules for violating those documents, which means they'll come in and they'll basically file more charges, and these charges may have serious jail time attached to them. You have to deal with them. We have nothing to do with them whatsoever. From doing dumb stuff. All this because you're jealous of my work. And this is the kind of nonsense that you've gotten yourself into. And keep in mind, Jamie, Fernando, Gonzalez, whatever you call yourself, I did send you a cease and desist order. I sent you one. I sent you one from my attorney, and you ignored it. The whole reason why we sent that to you was to give you fair warning that if you continued on this road, that this is going to happen to you. If we go to court and the judge says, well, Mr. Bird, did you warn Mr. Fernando that these events were going to happen? I said, yes, we did. We sent him this a document from our attorneys explaining to him if he continued down this path, we were going to file a class action lawsuit against him. He continued on. These are the videos basically that we dubbed of him continue calling me a scammer, doing fake demonstrations against my product, and trying to damage my company's name. See you in court. It's not going to go pretty for you. I've been to this before. I've been to these before. That's how I know all this stuff. I've been down this road. I've sued people for doing dumb stuff in contracts. I've sued people for tampering with our products. I even sued the beta tester one time for $50,000 because in that contract, you're not supposed to trade our items for other items from other companies. And that's what he did. And he got slammed with a $50,000 lawsuit. So you have to follow the guidelines in the contract. I'm under 4 NDAs right now. In my NDA, non-disclosure agreement, I can't talk, discuss any projects that I'm working on with other companies, or they can turn around and sue me for a ton of money. Isn't that interesting? Look at that. Black paint. All right. Got paint on my phone and everything. Let's get, while we're here, hold on for a minute. You can't be doing that dumb stuff. Common sense, man. Basic common sense. You gotta carry yourself right. This is the dumbest stuff I've ever seen. I've never seen anybody do such dumb stuff in my life. Really stupid. Dumb stuff. Oh, that's the other door. That's the other door. Grab for this. It's in the wrong section. Over here. Yeah, I've seen anybody do anything so stupid in my life. I've seen people do dumb stuff for wow. Really, I've seen people do some really dumb things in business, but man, you take the cake. You're gonna lose so much in this. It's gonna be. I'm telling you, it's gonna be really bad for you. And on top of that, if you lose, man, you will lose. You won't win this. When you lose, you're gonna have to pay the court costs. You're gonna have to pay your attorney's fee because that's not gonna be cheap. And on top of that, you gotta pay that money up, right up. I'm gonna make sure they execute that date right away. And keep in mind, we don't want your money. Your items you have, I don't want that. That's going to charity. Everything, I'm going to pick a charity of my group, maybe 2 of them in my group, and you're going to take that money that's going to be sent to them. That's where it's going to. It's going to charity. All right, people, so we got the black paint up here. Let's get some black fabric and throw it against the screen. See if we can, we've done these before. So this is stuff we got to test. The screen's on. So, like I said, this individual don't learn. Now, keeps doing the same dumb stuff over and over and over again. Yep. For all you crow boys, naysayers that are running your mouth, I told you, I'm the kind of person that can sit back and just wait. Watch you dig a hole. Some of you pretty much already started the process of hanging yourself. Just waiting for somebody to kick out the chair from underneath of you. You run your mouths too much. You think you know my technology. You think you know what I do. You don't know anything about me. You think you got me figured out. You don't know who I am. You don't got me figured out. You don't know the first thing about what I do every day. On the things I develop, the time it takes in, the hard work that I put into my products. That's why I can come out here and embarrass you like this. That's why I can come here and embarrass Jamie like this. I always save the best for last. We could have did this last night. No, it's all strategy. We wait. Here you go. Some more black fabric. Don't run your mouth too much. Don't think you'll know too much. Three different shades right there. Neither one of them can turn that screen dark. That screen pulls the highest white level. So next time you do these little smear campaigns by saying, oh yeah, his product comes out this dark, so and so and so, we can debunk every last video you do. But today, what you're going to have to be worried about the most is the fact that how is your product going to do? Because I said over here, we have your Metallica mix, we have your personal mix, and we're going to have the rest of your products down here on the kitchen table. Now, the problem you're going to have is how close is your product going to come to matching bare silver screen, that black and white mix in the video demonstration that you did. If we put in 3 or 4 teaspoons of black, or we mix it with just black and white paint, how close does it come to your product? Are you going to see a significant difference? As you can see, you can stand back here. We don't have to be up close on the screen. My projector's right here. We don't have to be up close on the screen to show you a difference. So from right here, when we paint your screens in, and that strip line, we should be able to see a significant difference between one or the other when it comes to a contrast level. Because if they all blend in, there's going to be a problem there with your products. When we get the rest of your screen paints in, if they all blend in, there's going to be a problem. There you go. We still got the screen downstairs that's drying. That's not the screen we painted. Run your mouth too much. I had to come out here, I had to sit there, and I had to embarrass you. See the screen right here I just pulled off of here? Look great, didn't it? That screen is black. Can't see white light. The best it can do when you have a screen that's black and it can't see white light, the best it can do is give you a dirty image. It can't give you a white level. It can give you a dirty white. That's the best it can do because it's not designed for it. Why do you think when I sat there, Phoenix has a strange color attached to it? Why do you think when I looked there and I saw you do the demonstration, I said, that's not a Phoenix. It's the wrong color. Yeah. But I can guess the color of your product easily. I already did it. Did it multiple times. Okay, so this is the screen we painted downstairs. Right here, we have two of these. As I said, has the fresh, let some of the paint on it wet. So you can see it's the same thing. So when we just painted downstairs, man, I tell you people, this is the jealousy this is the level of jealousy that I put it with on people when it comes to my product. There's not from Jamie, companies too. Big companies, I get their flack from them too. They get upset when I blow their products out. And we get this from the hobbyists because they're jealous. At the end of the day, they don't do what we do. So there you go. You see right in the middle where it's still wet? There you go. Black house paint. Black house paint versus our Phantom. Right there. Yeah. Since the first time we've done these demonstrations, we did this demonstration with Luminous 7, I think it was, one of our black screens. So yeah, the difference between our black screens is the fact that our screens pull a high white level. They have a heightener technology that allows the screen to pull a very high white level. And as I showed you before here, when we're doing the stages, we're showing you the different stages of the Phantom. We have a certain level on how far we can go on a stage before the heightener technology, the formula we developed, has started having some problems. Now, over here, we showed you the formula. I'll put the link at the bottom. We first showed off the heightener technology. We showed it over here in the window. We showed the same thing. The screen was coated with the heightener. We did the different black surfaces. We hit it with the projector. And you can see where the screen is pulling this very, very high white level. So look, all we got to do is just drop this stuff into our formula, and boom, it allows our screens to see high white levels. So at the end of the day, as I said before, you have to be able to show that difference. Because these are things you're going to be asked from companies. Companies going to be spending a couple $1,000s. You're going to be, at the end of the day, their object for them is to save as much money as possible. And even though if they go with somebody else, it's going to cost them even more. That's why we do demonstrations against the certified screens. Because I got people out there can afford $5,000 and $20,000 for a projection screen. And at the end of the day, I got to say, hey, look, they're going to say, well, how's your product compared to this? Because I can go buy this tomorrow. And I'm like, well, this is the difference between my product and this is the difference between their screen. And these are the test demonstrations we did. They want to see, these are people who want to see more than just a bunch of colors flashing across the screen. They want to see real serious demonstrations. I want to see what the blues like. This is what the blue looks like on our screen versus theirs. The reds, the color patterns, contrast, white levels. You got to show all that. Are your screens ambient light rejection? Yeah, we got demonstrations in different environments. I showed you last night. I can go through room after room after room. My screens change from different environments, from different projectors. You have to have all that there. How does your screens work outside? We got a bunch of screens sitting outside, 150s outside, about to do the 250, which I should be doing the 250 today. We got screens out on the deck that sit out here from sun up to sundown, from season to season. We got motorized projection screens. You have to do all these tests. So, you got to do more than just paint a screen, smile on camera. You have to show concrete tests. I did a demonstration for a screen they were doing over in Canada. They were doing some kind of outdoor hockey kind of festival. It was something crazy. And they wanted to know if the screen paint would crack or peel in cold conditions. So to prove it, I painted it onto a piece of fabric. I'll find the demonstration. Painted it on a piece of fabric, folded up the screen, soaked it in water, stuck it in my freezer. It was a block of ice the next day. Took it out, had to smash it up with the hammer. Still couldn't get the screen to separate. Went and stuck it on top of the oven. Tried to boil the water to bring the ice down a little bit. Eventually got it in the sink. Was able to pour. You can hear the ice snapping on camera, which shows that the screen was being pulled apart. Was able to take that screen, hang it up, and watch a movie off it without one crack or peel on the screen. I got the contract. You have to be able to do that. Can't just fake your demonstrations. You can't be sitting there in a dark room with light pushing around through your peephole and around your windows and have a board 4x8 sitting there to block any excess light that may touch the bottom of the screen. People like me who do this business for a long time will see that nonsense and go, faking a demonstration. Like the demonstration when you did the fully lit environment in the ultra short throw. Your screen was too small. Why was your screen smaller than the physical screen that you had there? Same thing. The whole cookie cutter demonstration. Ultra short throw projector, no distance throw. Doesn't make a difference if you're in a fully lit environment. As long as you're displaying bright colors and your projector is sitting right up on top of the screen and you have a good sizable small screen, you can compress the image in that little small area, keep it nice and sharp, keep the colors nice and bright, it doesn't make a difference how much light you have in the environment. Screen Innovation kind of displayed that in one of their demonstrations where they're at an expo. The lights were like 13 or 14, and probably a little higher than up on the ceiling. None of that was going to make contact with the projector to begin with. And the distance throw on where the display stand was sitting at was a 100-inch screen. The projector was sitting literally that close to the screen. So there's no way in the world that any of the ambient light in the environment or the light coming down from the ceiling would have made contact and disrupted that image. And he displayed color off of it. Now, he could have done contrast easy because he has a dark screen. But the fact that, no, none of that ambient light was going to affect that screen in any way whatsoever due to the fact that the caliber of the projector, how close the projector was sitting. Now, keep in mind, if you're doing a demonstration like a distance throw, the farther you have back the projector, the less lumens you're going to have are going to make contact with the screen. That's why we like doing the 1,000 lumen demonstration. At 1,000 lumens at 13 feet, there's no way in the world that much light we have outside compared to what we have inside, that screen is going to get hit with the full 1,000 bit by the time it reaches from A to B. It's going to be way less than that. And then consider the fact that the screen is not a light screen, it's black on top of that. So it has to generate enough white light to be able to push the image back at you so you can see it. That's what's so impressive about the 13 feet back at 1,000 lumens. But Jamie couldn't complete that test. He couldn't. It was a challenge for him. To us, it's a basic, normal test for us. So that's why I said, people act like that, like him. I let them run their mouths. Let them dig the hole as far as they want to go. When I see your head disappear, just grab me that extra shovel and that pile of dirt and go, dink. Pop you in the back of your head, bury you in. There you go. That's what's happening to you right now. You just got buried today. And it's going to get worse today because once I get your product down here, I'm going to run those tests. I got your other products here, which is all I need for right now. We have the personal mix. We're going to do a demonstration where we're going to take black and white paint. We're going to keep it simple today. Black and white paint, that's all we need. And we're going to have a couple of containers. We got containers here. We got a bunch of containers here. We got containers up here. We're going to take our containers. We're going to do some with 3, some with 4, some with 2, and some with 1. We got the tablespoon right here to do the demonstrations today. We're going to line those up. We're going to see if there is a huge, massive difference between the gray screen paint products we're going to make and the gray screen paint products we have here from Jamie. Is there a huge, massive difference? I mean a huge difference between night and day. That's what we have to see. But Other than that, I mean, come on. As I said before, I sat there and said on camera already from the door that we test our products on black house paint, black vinyl, black material. You think I was just talking for the sake of just talking? Really? So yeah, there is a difference between my product and black paint. As I said before, if you do your test correctly, if you don't skip corners, like I said, I saw its final. We saw the final test for that Metallica mix. That was a final test. So you took a screen, you put it in a dark environment, you showed a bunch of bright colors, and then you turned the lights on. You still had your bright colors going on. When you were in the dark, you showed the demonstration of the outer space because that was going to pull better. And then when you put the lights on, you switched over to color. That's a final test, really? Are you kidding me? Do you ever understand what these things go through in a test? No 18 screen certified? I got a kitchen drawer full of freaking certified screens. I had to go on their site and go on there and hunt down and buy ultra short throws. I got every last one of Leap's ultra short throw top screens in that drawer behind me. Which means we just beat their top and latest ultra short throws on a $60 projector. Which means we don't have to rely on a high-end projector to make our screens look good, Jamie. That's the thing you don't understand. Before I even launch a screen paint, before I even have had requests, the first thing I say is we can't launch it until we run the tests. Sorry, but I gotta wait. There's some days that a paint gets delayed because I have things I gotta do, and we have to take care of that first. But the first thing we do when we first paint a screen, and everybody knows this, we paint it on a 50-inch first, and then the first thing I say is, gotta be on a bigger screen. So we grab one of the big screens downstairs, code it to one of the big screens. And then the first minute we paint and the screen dries, we do a 4-screen certified right from the door, an hour after the product is designed. And we show that on color levels, white levels, contrast levels. So everybody can see this. When the screen is first developed. Then when that's done, we go back and we do the 18 screen certified. And this is not picking out certain screens that are going to match well with my screen. This is picking out screens that are going to be, some are going to be lighter, some are going to be silver, some are going to be mid-gray, some are going to be gunmetal. There's all different kinds of screens up there for the screen to deal with. And we do that in a color pattern. Fully lit environment. Projector sitting back at a distance. Always well-lit environment. When we're done that test, we do the ultra short throw. We bring out the $60 ultra short throw projector. We bring out the certified ultra short throw screens under Elite screens, under Vivistorm, and we do those demonstrations. We do a white level test where we take white sheets of paper, white certified screens, and we show snowstorms. We show anything to do with white levels whatsoever to show you that the screen produces its amazing white level capabilities. We do a low lumen test where we take a 1,000 lumen projector at 14 feet back, 4 certified screens, display colors, display contrast, display white levels. Pull it back another 22 feet. Repeat the exact same demonstration again. On the Phantom had meters present. And the Phantom was 22 feet back. In one room, the lux meter came up at 416. The second room where it was sitting at came in at 262. All on record. You don't do any of these tests at all, period. Then we do the black on black test. We take black fabric, black material, we just did black paint. We throw that against the screen to see if the screen pulls the highest white level. If it can maintain its white level. Is there a difference between that screen and another black screen? Demonstration we showed, we took a white screen, put it across the screen, white screen up, white screen down, white screen up, white screen down. Yeah, we do all those tests. And then final test. For the technology, in order to be able to get its label, is to go outside at 13 feet back on 1,000 lumens and produce an image. Not only produce an image, it must produce white image, color images. It must go against certified white screens because we don't have these screens in here we can take outside due to the fact they're not designed for outside use, and that can get us a lawsuit. We have to do the screen at 190-degree viewing angle, which means I have to show the screen on an angle. I have to walk from one end, turn around, and walk the other end at 1,000 lumens. The same challenge we gave you that you couldn't do is something that our screens do all the time. Easy. And you want to talk about how your product is the same as ours. Okay. Okay. Where you get this from, man? I'm telling you. when you can't figure it out, then you start whining and crying, oh, it's got to be smoke and mirrors. It's got to be this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, buddy, you're the only one pulling smoke and mirrors. I've seen some of the dumbest demonstrations come out of your YouTube channel. It's not even funny. That other one where you were literally sitting right up on top of the screen. We did the Sony dark contrast demonstration with the city display. You could tell the environment was dark. When the screens are light like that, any light that would come on the environment, that screen would have gotten really bright. The white contrast levels would have faded extremely fast. And the fact that that screen was dark like that showed that the environment was also dark. And he was right up on top of the screen. Didn't even walk back to show you the full display of the screen or the environment or how the environment was infecting the screen. You can't see the corners of it. All you can see is the center of the screen. That's it. Because I guarantee you the corners of it are washed out. But next time you do one of those demonstrations with that ultra short throw projector, I would like to see, again, I would like to see you take a black piece of paper, stick it in the middle of your screen, and I would like to see you do a star fill demonstration on that projector, on that 100-inch, and light that entire environment like you did with the color demonstration. You probably won't do that one either. I like outing fakes. I do. Well, today, Jamie, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be making these screen paints today. We're going to see how close you come in to matching one of those screens. And we're going to post the ingredients. Oh, keep in mind, we don't have to post the ingredients. We're going to be using your tutorial video. That's what we're going to be using. We're going to use your tutorial video how to make the paint. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use your tutorial video. Not mine, yours. Your tutorial video. $4K bright snowstorm screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
Just what's on here a little bit. Yeah, this guy, like I said, biggest fake on the face of the planet. And that's why, like I said, at the end of the day, he cancels his orders because at the end of the day, he can't back his product up. You're the developer. You make this stuff. You know what I mean? It looks bad when you can't back your own product. It looks really bad. I've seen the demonstrations with his product next to his own product. Not a huge difference at all. Not a huge difference. Like I said, a slight little bump. Here's your two products right here. We have right here. I'm going to take white projection screen. This is what I have. It's a 0.2 white screen. And we're going to put that screen up. We're going to take your product. This is what's going to happen today. We're going to take your product and we're going to put it against that white screen. And we're going to see, and I got a screen downstairs already to be painted. We're going to do our strip lines. So we can do one side with your product, one side with the not the bare surface screen, the black and white paint mixture that we're going to use your tutorial video off your channel. Well, not if your channel anymore, you delete the video, showing that there's a difference. I don't think there's going to be a difference at all, to tell you the truth. But we'll give you the benefit. Like I said, there's no point in doing that demonstration on you if I don't do it to myself. It's unfair. I'll paint my screen in. I put a black paint, throw it against my screen. It's fair. And show you a difference. There's a huge difference. Let's see if you can match the same thing. I want to get that snowstorm screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
There we go. That's what we wanted. Now we're doing this demonstration again. We won't be mentioning your name in this one. This is personal. But the next one, we will be doing a demonstration. We're going to be doing a demonstration live. This is going to be posted on our website now, because I want to show this off now to everybody. I'm going to show our screen paint versus a black screen paint. Well, not sorry, black paint. So black paint, black fabric, we're going to do the same demonstration. We're going to run it back. Then we're going to do another demonstration on the white levels only. That's what we're going to start doing. Then we're going to take your product, and we're going to match against bare, silver, green, just about everything we get our hands on, and see if there's a difference. I don't think we're going to get a difference. After what I've seen from the bare silver screen and the personal mix, no, you have no way in the world anybody sitting back at around 13 feet would have ever seen the difference in that. The fact that you had to be a finger distance from the screen in order to notice the difference, that's a bad sign right there, because no one's going to sit that close to a screen. If you can't see the difference from 13 feet, there's a problem there. So you better hope that your product shows a difference today on the products we have here right now. And you better hope when the rest of your products get here that you show a significant difference. Because if you don't, I will custom build a website just especially for you. And I will make sure that we put those links up everywhere so people can come in and see our demonstration. Oh, we'll be in there too. Unfair. I will have my demonstration showing my screens versus black paint. I will have my demonstration of my screens shown against black fabric. We'll be in there too. Side by side, me and you versus each other. And let everybody decide. So you've better done your test correctly, because if not, you're going to be on that website now. That is your Metallica mix and your personal mix. Those are the black screens that were laying against my screen that couldn't produce the white level. And here's your gray screens that we can blend into your screen because the heightener technology we have. Now see people, at the end of the day, like I said, one of the problems I had with the demonstration he did on the Phoenix was the fact that no labels were displayed. No unboxing was displayed at all. Nothing like that. He showed a black substance. It was supposed to be our product. And at the end of the day, when I looked at it, I said, wrong color. It's not the same color as the screen. When we did the demonstration against the Phoenix on a motorized projection screen, we had Crow's lightest screen paint, which is the personal mix. We've had the Metallica mix. We had a couple of white screens up there, certified screens. We did a thorough demonstration. Not a bunch of colors splashed across the screen. We did demonstrations with the lights on and lights out. Fair demonstration. And as you can see, the Phoenix was able to maintain its white levels with no problem and still produce a beautiful picture, produce better color and better contrast, and maintain its white levels. When I tell you, Crow, that when I'm looking at my own product that I made and I can tell you it's the wrong color, and it's not doing something it's not supposed to do, I can tell on my end because I made it. I bet you if I made a product right now, you couldn't tell if it was your product or not. We're going to do that demonstration also too. We're going to have an open mic. I'm not going to tell you when we're going to do it. I did one demonstration for the Crow Boys and it was hilarious. Let me tell you about this real quick. So anyway, when we had the channel open, Crow Boys were coming there running their mouths. What we did was we took 2 of Crow's products and we put it against, I think it was a 12. And we did a fish demonstration, like a fish scene. Now, the whole entire time, his screen was sitting right there in the screen, but they couldn't see it. So at the top of the video, we put, do you think our screens are too dark? Yes or no. So they came in the channel, couldn't resist. Yeah, your screen's too dark, can't see it, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, running their mouths, carrying on. Near the end of the video, I said, did you know that Crow's screen paint is sitting right there in our screen? Did you know that, right? And pulled the screen off. One by one, they left the room. Oh, how embarrassing. We even had an incident where somebody came in the room, ranting and carrying on. Oh, there you go, testing this product, it's not doing it right, so and so and so. I was like, excuse me, that's not his product. That's Prime Vision 3.0. Here's the video, this is how we made it. Left the room. right, let's take these off right now. I got to get my clamps for this one. Let me show you this real quick. All right, I'm finding one clamp. That's it, man. Whatever, who cares? All right. So at the end of the day, you can talk about my clothes and what I wear at the end of the day. I don't care. See, at the end of the day, I can back my product 100%. I can come out here dressed in a clown suit, a potato sack, doesn't make a difference. At the end of the day, I can back my product 100%. At the end of the day, you can't. At the end of the day, I can expose you as a scammer. At the end of the day, I can expose you that your products don't work. At the end of the day, I can make all your products in one day, reverse engineer them, make them better than what they are, put them against each other, beat your own screen paint with your own screen paint, and then display the ingredients how to do it. That's what you're going to go through. That's going to be the final for your product. Yep. And I already got an ingredients downstairs already. I designed a special little formula that I can drop into your product to make it better than what it is. And I'm going to beat your own product with your own product. And then show people how to make it for free. Well, you should have thought about that before you started running your mouth. You know, by making false accusations, by saying that, hey, look, this product's so dark, you can't see the screen. When the entire time you were using house paint, how a deceitful individual you are. You're a grown man, a father. That you, really, this is what you do? You call yourself having a company, mixing black paint to basically taint someone else's work? That's what you do? Just like the guy said in the YouTube video, he's a deceitful liar. He will do anything he can to make other people's products look bad. Two ways you're going to get crushed, Crow. I'm going to crush your product and destroy it. And then after that, I'm going to crush you in court. My lawyer was looking at it, laughing his head off. He was like, is this guy, like, is he mental? Medication? I was like, I don't even know. At the end of the day, I don't know. So there's your screen paint right there on a white screen. As you notice, there are two different formulas. One of them, well, not formulas, it's paint at the end of the day. One is the personal mix. And the other one is the Metallica mix. Remember when I showed you in the demonstration, we showed us containers open. I said, they all look exactly the same. They're only off by a couple of shades. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Red screen. So that's how much of a little bit off that you have. This screen right here would produce a little bit darker red. You know why? Because it has 3 tablespoons of black in it. If that has 3 tablespoons of black, that means the next one next to it only has 2. It can't have 1, because if it has 1, it means it would be really, really light, and the white levels would be too high. How do I know? This is how I know. This right here is a screen paint that's made with 1 teaspoon of black paint. I'm sorry, 1 teaspoon, yeah, 1 teaspoon of black paint. So, these are the shades you get. That's made with 1 teaspoon of black paint. See how much lighter it is? Wouldn't do too much to darken the screen with one tablespoon. Wouldn't do much to darken the screen. So if the screen paint here in the tutorial video, keep in mind that we did in the demonstration, that basically matched the Metallica mix, and it was able to match the personal mix, right? And this one actually can show a much brighter white level on this side. Just shows me at the end of the day that this one being 3, this one definitely is 2, and this one's 1. Again, we used to make this stuff. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
There you go. Now you see it. Too easy. Too easy. Time is ticking down, Crow. Driver will be here soon. I'll be at Home Depot really fast to get this product picked up. Now you see right there? See how the slight little bump in difference? Only off by 1 shade of black. That's it. So it's just missing 1 tablespoon. The other one only has 1. So if you're going to choose a screen that's going to pick higher white levels, that one would be the one that would pick the higher white levels. Oh wait, we're missing one. Cancel. We're missing the UV mix. We can't forget that. We can't forget the UV mix. All right, so the UV mix is made a little different. So when you mix the UV mix, you can't basically take white paint and drop in a lot of black. That's going to be a problem right there. He's going to lose too much money. The object is to make the product without spending as much money as possible when you make these particular screen paints. So if you spend too much of your resources, that means you have to go out and you have to spend more money, especially when you're only selling it for the price that he's selling it for. So he's not making much money off it to begin with, so he really can't afford to waste paint. So what you do is you go the opposite. Now usually with these, they start off with the bare 1050 or bare silver screen, and they drop in a couple of black paints into it just to tone it. Like I said, at the end of the day, you're not going to need a gallon of black. It's unnecessary. You're only going to need a quart. That's it. But when you do the darker versions like this, what you're doing is it's the opposite. Either you drop black paint in first, you add white of the toner, or the easiest way to do it is just go down and get some gray primer, which I did. So we'll put that one right here. Now you see the different shades? There you go. Now that one's going to pull a better contrast than these screens, but these screens are going to pull better white levels than that screen. They both can't do both. A Phoenix and Phantoms can do both. They can show you white levels and contrast. That's why we showed the demonstration where you see the beach and then it turns to contrast levels and it shows the girl walking around and it shows the white levels and it goes back to contrast. They can do that because there's a black screen that can see white levels. That can't see white levels. That can only see black levels. That can't see black levels. That can only see white levels. And the lighter the product is, the higher the white levels will pull out. Oh, I can't wait to get this demonstration started. This is just the prelude before we get started. Let's go over to white screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
And I'm pretty sure when he did any of his demonstrations, he did not start them off as a white screensaver, did he? And this is what would have pulled up. I told you the only screen that has the capability of pulling a white level is an actual white screen. The lighter your screen is, the better the chances of you pulling higher white levels. But the problem you have is that means your contrast is going to suffer, and that means your color is going to suffer. And if you make the screen too dark, what's going to happen is your white levels are going to suffer, which the UV mix is going through right now. If you make it in between, then bottom line is you still can't maintain a white level. If you say he made accusations that his products can pull white levels equal to a white screen, and no, that's not going to happen. The personal mix can't do it, being lighter than the Metallica, and the Metallica mix being darker than the personal can't do it either. And yet the Metallica mix can't pull a contrast level that's darker than the UV mix. But the UV mix, on the other hand, can't pull a white enough level, white enough to match the Metallica mix, even though the Metallica mix is much darker than the personal mix. Now we get to the product over here on the far end. This is the experimental paint that was made with just 1 teaspoon into black paint. That's going to pull the highest white level out of all of them, but it's going to fail when it comes to contrast, when it comes to color. Because you can only go so far with light gray screen paints. That's it. This is it. There's no in between. There's nothing. That's it. All right, let's go over to Starfield Screensaver. Oh, you know where it's at. Cancel. Let's try her again. Starfield Screensaver. See? There you go. Now, as we do the demonstration on the white screen, because we pretty much did our demo, we're done already. Let's have a little fun at the end.
Hello?
Which one is pulling the best screen? This one right here, right? There you go. This right here is Crow's Metallica mix right here. See the color it's coming up right here. See how it's dirty. See right here when it comes to the UV mix comes up dirty. The lighter the screen is, the better the color is going to come up. That's why he picks and chooses when he does his demonstrations. If he has a lighter screen, he will make sure you do the contrast demonstrations in the dark because the screen will have some problems picking up. And then he'll make sure if he does color, he does it in a well-lit environment. This is our experimental screen paint we made by using 1 teaspoon of black paint or 1 tablespoon of black paint into a quart of bare silver screen. And see how much the white levels are better there? Much better than Crow's personal mix over here. That is pulling up a dingy color. And then coming next to his other screen here, which pulls a little darker than this screen right here, which is the personal mix, you can see where the orange looks really dirty. And then over next to here, looking at the UV mix, that can produce a contrast level, which is producing here, but the color comes up again, dirty. Crow, you should be so lucky. Your screen paint products are going to go through the same scrutiny that our screens have to go through. I'm going to do yours the same way I do mine. Now you see how the UV mix can pull the Starfield demonstration, right? But again, like I said, it's not pulling up black, it's actually pulling up gray. As we showed you with our technology, it's pulling up a gray screen. There you go. It's coming up gray, not black. That way you know you can see what you're supposed to be seeing. These are the tests you should have been seeing from the door. Let's go over to Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
There's this one right here. This is the experimental screen. 1 teaspoon of black paint into a quart. That's why when you call yourself making our black screen paint, again, laughable. You can't do any of our demonstrations. You can't even do the black paint versus or your black paint. You can't do that. See, I can take black paint, again, my screen's going to produce a higher white level. Black fabric, higher white level. So at the end of the day, you can't make our products. Because like I said, you can't do the same demonstrations under our products. So now you're going to call yourself basically making our product. Oh, I can make black paint. It's that easy. When you can't even do the simple demonstration I just displayed a few minutes ago. So what's the difference between a black paint you made and any other black paint? Or black fabric or surface, whatever? You care to do a white level demonstration today? At an 18-foot, we can do about, let's see, 14, I'll give you 14 feet back. Fully lit environment. Not in the dark. So as you can see, look at the UV mix right here. Look how dirty it comes up. Now the reason why you don't see this is the reason why I tell you why. When he does his demonstration, he'll take a small little white screen and stick it next to his. You need to see it on a very large level. So that's why we have the whole entire screen covered with the white screen. So that way you can see the white screen. The camera's pulled back, so you can see if we push the camera back, you can see the entire screen. If you're sitting this close to the screen like this, it's kind of hard to see where the screen ends and begins. And this is how he does his demonstrations. He's right up on top of the screen and say, look, that's how amazing the white levels are compared to the white levels here. That's how fantastic they look. You need to sit back from the screen. So that way they can see the entire environment and they can see how the screen's being affected by the light in the environment if you do have any light in it to begin with. The UV was never tested on a white surface. Because I searched. And I will do that today. I'm gonna go through your channel. I'm gonna search your videos. I'm gonna find out how many videos you have with the UV mix being displayed on white levels. I'm gonna search your channel, see how many certified screens you tested your product against. I'm gonna check your channel, see how many ambient light rejection demonstrations you've done, how many outdoor demonstrations you have done. I'm gonna check your channel. And then we're gonna go in and we're gonna take those mixes we're gonna make today and we're gonna do those comparisons. That, I don't know why you're still even selling that right there. LG demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna go with the LG 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is much better. Let's go with this one. Let's see. So these right here are Crow's products. This one, and this one. The one on the far end is not his. The one on the far end is just basic, everyday. It could be bare silver screen. It doesn't make a difference. It could be, no, it has to be as light as possible. So it has to be bare 1050 or any kind of white paint and 1 tablespoon of black paint. Image came up dirty here. Image came up dirty here where the skin's at, where the boys are here, and right there, completely very dirty. Better off just basically just taking 1 teaspoon of black paint and put into. I mean, even though your white levels are going to suffer horribly, but at least you're pulling better white levels, because if that's his thing, he's talking about white levels, well, there you go right there. But you're not going to put any contrast on that. That's the only problem. It's kind of, like I said, it's a give and take process. White screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
So this screen paint on this side is pulling the better white levels. If you're going to go with white levels, your personal mix is not pulling it, and your Metallica mix is not pulling it. And the UV mix is coming out absolutely horrible on so many levels. I'm curious. I'm going to see something for a minute. I got a funny feeling that the black paint may be pulling a better level than your UV mix. The everyday house paint. Let's have a look at that real quick. This is the house paint that we painted on the surface. And that's the house paint next to Crow's UV mix. That's the same screen we put against our screen to see if it would match in white levels. White screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
See, I told you. I told you it would react exactly the same way. No white light, it can't pick it up. Now, mind you, I painted this screen with just black paint. The UV mix is gray, like a kind of a dark gray. So, like I said, there had to be some white added into it. There's no way in the world you're going to take black paint and automatically comes out gray. There's something wrong with it. So you added some white paint into it. But at the end of the day, as I showed you, this paint right here, the black paint that we put against our own product, can't see white light, where our screen can pull white light. And if you put it next to Crow's UV mix, as you can see, neither one of them is doing a great job of pulling white light. They're kind of extremely dark. Now let's try this one right here. Starfield screensaver. This is how we can tell you have black and white paint and your product is just paint. Cancel. Because we're using in this paint right here that we did the test. That's why the video is labeled that way. That's everyday black paint. Your product is pulling up the exact same dark levels. The only difference is there's gray in yours, so there's white in your paint. Oh, we got to pull these down for a minute. I got to look at this side by side. We'll come back to this later, much later. I want to see this. That's what I want to see. Let's get this out of the way. Let's move this over. We got to do a demonstration on this alone by itself. So that right there is everyday house paint. Flat latex house paint. That's what it is. That's Crow's UV mix on the other end. Let's get the label so we can put the labels out and show you the product. Look how close that comes to that. There's this container right here. As you can see, we have this container. That's how dark the product is. You can see. We're going to be ordering more of this, so we'll have more of this for testing. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's try her again. Skyworth food demonstration. She's having a moment today. Let's bring her out of it real quick. Bring her back into that real quick. Let's try her again. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
There we go. Now you see how the image is popping up? Same demonstration Crow faked in the demonstration. You take any kind of black paint, it's not going to have the ability to see white light. It's going to come up really dark, especially next to a white screen. This is how he's faking his demonstrations. As you rewind the video and go back, you will see the Phoenix we painted the screen on camera twice and dried it, laid it against the Phoenix, put several different surfaces up against it, Phantom, and we were to show that the Phantom was able to produce an amazing white level over everyday black house paint. But if you were to paint that house paint and say our technology wasn't in the equation at all, period, and say, hey, this is their product right here, this is a white screen, this is how their product is coming up, this is what it's going to look like. See, Crow, I can prove this in court easily on so many levels. It's not even funny. Lawyer up. You're gonna have. I would suggest looking for an attorney now. The best way. Try to get something where you don't have to pay those fees if you lose, because you're definitely gonna lose badly. But there you go. And the same thing, your UV mix is reacting the same way, which shows us at the end of the day, we just use black house paint for this. Your product at the end of the day, there's nothing special about it. Again, because the screen is gray and this one's black, there's white paint in it. That's how we know it's black and white paint. Now, let's pause it right there, right? And let's go get this right here. We take Crow's product here, which is a lighter product, and say he's doing his demonstration. He goes, look, this is how my product comes up next to his product. That's the reason why you don't want to buy his black product, because it doesn't pour a proper white level when my product does. See, Crow? We can even mimic your fake demonstrations. Isn't that interesting? I think I may ask my attorney not for $1,000. I want $5,000 every week, because I want to make sure you trip. So that way I can call the sheriff's department to auction off your stuff, because that's what I want the most. I couldn't care less about the money. I want all your stuff out of your house so I can auction that stuff off. That's what I want. Hope you don't own a car, because I'll be taking that too. Yeah, I'm going to sue the daylights out of you. There you go. Look familiar in his demonstrations? But he won't have the UV mix there. That won't be there at all, period, because then you would really see they'll match both screens. But that's what he'll do. Everyday black paint, that's how he's doing it. Let's get one of the sample sheets he used in his demonstration. Wait. Let's go back real quick. I want to get that LG demo. No, we got plenty of time. Let's grab this right now. Let's see. Where's that screen at? Let's go. Take everything you got. You'll have nothing left when I'm done with you. Trying to be nice about this, but man, you deserve it. You do deserve to be sued. At the end of the day, you deserve it. I feel sorry for you. All right, so this right here, in his demonstration, he showed up this screen right here. Well, this is how the screen really tested against the acoustic. Let's see, 0.9 gain screen, right? This is where we screen really tested. Let's take that. As I say, well, this is my product here. This is how my product came out. And we'll show how this product really tested against the white screen. There we go. And let's see. We have a gray Cinema 5 too, also too. I have all of them here. Let me pause this right here. Call that person right back. Let's take this one right here, and let's do a fake demonstration and say, hey, look, I'm going to take this screen right here and show you how he really looked next to this screen. This is the difference. Let me show you. Let me get up close and show you. Right there. See? That's how his product looks, and this is how it really looks on the screen. He never beat that screen. That's how it looks. This is his product right here. See how black it is? This has to be his product because it's black. I'm going to leave that right there. Interesting you'd be saying that, because if I take your product here, which is your personal mix. And I put this right next to your UV mix right here. What do we get up close? Same dirty image. There we go. Now see, they leave the room when proven wrong. Sad, sad, sad. That's the problem. Like I said, they leave the room when proven wrong. We get crow boys and a lot of crow boys in here. And the minute they start getting proven wrong, they get really upset. Yeah, we know how he faked the demonstrations. Come on now. That right there is his UV mix. There's his UV mix right there next to his personal mix. This is the reason why he won't do a side-by-side demonstration, because he knows on white levels that this screen would come up too dark. But then again, at the end of the day, how dumb would you have to be to realize that we've done these tests already? If I told you I did an 18 certified screen live, then guess what? Those screens were already tested on my screen. For him to come back and say, this is my professional opinion, this is what really happened. Your professional opinion doesn't mean squat. You can't even back up your own product. You don't have a professional opinion when you can't back your own product. You don't have a professional opinion when you can't come in and you can't show the difference between your product and another product. You don't have that at all. When you can't do backup challenges, no. Both of your products are showing the exact same thing. That's your UV mix, and that is black house paint. How do you explain that, Crow? That your UV mix is matching black house paint. LG snowboarding demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Wow, that's bad. J&K 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
I just got all these cars on Auto Trader.
White screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
So your product does match that with no problem whatsoever. Screensaver. That's how we know your product is nothing more than black and white paint. That's all it is. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Yeah, a Phoenix can pull insane white levels. No black paint can match it. No black material, no vinyl can match it because they can't see white light. And that screen can see white light. Your product matches black paint. Watch this. Just for fun. Skyward food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
You know it's going to happen, right? Oh, look at that. Look at the white levels on that. Let's get you over here a little bit closer. Isn't that impressive, huh? Let's go over to this one right here. This is my personal favorite one right here. Woo! White screen. Black screen. White screen. Black screen. Let's do that one in stop motion for a minute. I love doing this. This is so much fun. That's probably Jamie upset. Oh, here we go. Let's pause it there. Right up close, right? Are we close enough, people? Here we go. You ready? White screen. Black screen. Black screen. White screen. This was slowly. See, that's the difference between our technology and a white screen. That's the difference between our technology when we put the black house paint up there. And that's the difference between our technology when we take black fabric and whatever else we want to throw up there, t-shirts, whatever. Our screens produce the highest white levels. And if that's the case, that means no gray screen can basically wash out my screen. That's basically Angry Crow. Anyway, no white screen can basically damage my screen. As in the day, where screens produce the highest white levels. Something that the UV mix can't do. All right, so let's put our screen back up there again. All right, we'll leave this here. And we'll take Crow's UV mix and let's stick it here. That doesn't look good, does it? White screen, UV mix. White screen, UV mix. UV mix. Everyday black screen paint. Interesting, look at that. See, that's how we know, Crow, you faked your demonstrations. That's how I know you would basically take a white screen and take some black paint, paint it in, and say, hey, this is their product. If that was my product, like I said, it would have been able to produce a high white level with no problem. And not only that, it would be able to produce an image right next to your products with no problem whatsoever. But you figured that because the screen paint is black, it's an easier way for you to get over on everybody else and try to damage our product by basically just getting some everyday black paint and saying, hey, look, no one's going to know the difference. Who's going to find out? Who's going to know the difference that black paint, you can't tell one from another? Oh, yeah, but we can. At the end of the day, I told you that my technology is designed by my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And if that's the case, at the end of the day, there's going to be no flaw in my technology, which means I can back up everything my product can do. Much like something you can't do. So if I tell you that my product produces a higher white level than everyday black paint, black fabric, black vinyl, whatever, I can back that up 100%. I know how my stuff was engineered. I know how it was designed, and I know what it has the capability of doing. Your product, on the other hand, you don't have that kind of faith. Like I said, we're up to 14 cancel orders on you now. Let me show you the personal mix on a white screen, so you can see that too. Since he claims that to be at a pull very high white level, that's what your personal mix pulls up. And at the end of the day, this is a product that we made using basic 1 teaspoon of black paint into white paint. That's our product we made right there, pulling up a higher white level than yours. And like I said, it's only black and white paint, and it pulls a better white level than your product. So how do you explain that right there? And here's your Metallica mix right here, right over top of our white mix. We're gonna call it the white mix, that's what it is. That's the white mix right there, as you can see right there. This is ours right here that we made. 1 teaspoon of black paint into 1 quart. This is Crow's right here, his Metallica mix. Even the personal mix can't match it, and the UV mix looks absolutely awful. Let's move this over here, right? And let's take this product here and put it next to each other. Now we got the UV mix and the personal mix next to each other. If you notice that this is coming up darker, because like I said, there's more. Where's my remote control at? Oh, we got a white level anyway. But it doesn't make a difference. Look at that. Let's go back. Pause it right there. Go back in again. All right. Now, as you see right here, see how the colors come up much better, much more beautiful. If you're going to go the cheap way of doing this, and you're worrying about higher white levels, skip his screen paint. Just make it yourself. You can simply make it just by using 1 tablespoon of black paint into white paint. This is how this one was made. Look at the white levels compared to Crow's product over here. Much, much better. Much, much better. Better skin tones than his personal mix, which is lighter. Look at that. Much better. And if he wants to talk about contrast, well, contrast is pretty good. Look at the contrast here in her hair compared to here. Look at this. See right here? See how the skin is real dirty? But look how pretty the skin looks here. And look at the contrast level. It ain't off by much. There you go. But you get a much better skin tone. Those of you who desire higher white levels and cheap screen paint mixes that are not tested correctly, here you go. Simple. 1 teaspoon of black paint or tablespoon into white. That's it. And that's how you produce a better screen than Crow's product right there. I don't think it liked it. So at the end of the day, if you can't show me a difference, now I can see a difference between this one. See, there's a huge difference between this one and the rest of these, as you can see. You can see there's a huge difference between this one right here, which is Crow's UV Mix, and the rest of them. That's how his UV Mix really looks next to his product. But if you notice when he does the UV mix, he always does the UV mix on a standalone by itself. He never puts it against any of his lighter products, because if he did, this is what you would see. Because the UV mix can't see white light. So he can't put that screen against his product. He has to keep them all separated. Anytime he's showing off colors, he's going to stick to the more lighter screen paint mixes. Anytime he's showing off contrast, he's going to lean toward the darker versions of them. Now, as for that that Cinemax, well, I don't know what he was thinking with that one. Jersey dude, you got one more time to call me back, and I'm going to have to block you. So there you go, right there. His own products don't even work next to each other. Look at that. That's why you never see the UV mix demonstrations, never done on white levels, next to his products. He'll do a contrast demonstration, yeah. He'll do a contrast to show that this screen has an improvement over the rest of these, but you will never see a white level demonstration, because then you'll see how dark this screen comes out. He won't want it then. So if he were to go in and do, let me see. Let's do Panasonic 4K demonstration. This is wrong good demonstration. Like I said, these are bright colors. And the UV is going to have a problem with that. See how it's coming up darker? And again, the product we have here real quick. It's a much better, lighter image than his products with no problem. Well, that's the 1 teaspoon. Let's go back and get this real quick. Make this step here. Here we go. Now let's get our OLED horse. There we go. Now this demonstration right here, he's going to stick to the contrast levels when he shows off the UV over the other products. Say, look, the contrast level isn't that bad. Mind, you're going to be in the dark on top of that. So the contrast level isn't that bad, but you see the UV mix really brings out the best contrast out of all these screens. Really. That's your product against everyday black paint. So technically, at the end of the day, the everyday black paint that's used in your fake demonstrations actually pulls out a better contrast level than your UV mix, because your UV mix technically at the end of the day is a dark gray. And any black surface, like I said, in the day can pull a contrast level. Problem for a black surface is white light. White screensavers. See? All right, Crew, I got to get ready because driver's going to be down really soon. Driver's going to be down really soon, and I have to get over to Home Depot to go pick up some products so we can make our screen paints over here today. We're going to be matching these screen paints against Crow's Metallica's mix. We'll see how close they come in. As I said before, I had to do a demonstration today on my own products to show you that, you know, we're going to paint some black paint, put it against my screen so you can see a difference there. And, you know, I have to be fair. If I'm going to be doing this to him, I got to do it to myself also. So that's why I came in. Also, too, to show you that, like I said, at the end of the day, you know, when he does those demonstrations, it's black paint. And I've been telling you that for the longest time. But, you know, it took me to paint my screen with some black paint, do the demonstration twice. We actually did paint the screen twice. Actually, we did it 3 times. And we threw it against our screen to see which one basically pulled the highest white level, or if my paint was the same as black paint. You know? Because we'll get some people that'll say that, hey, look, you know, what's the difference between your product and black paint? Does it do the exact same thing as black paint? No, it doesn't. And we'll just do this as a real fast recap for some fun. I have to put the solid levels in. White screensaver. So we just show a natural white color. Mind you, Crow, you were supposed to do that demonstration in a solid black outside. Couldn't do that demonstration, could you? What was the problem with that anyway? But there we go. Throw that up there like that. Then we'll take some black fabric and we throw this over here like that. Some black fabric in there. And then we'll grab this black fabric right here. And we'll throw this over here on my screen. Like so. That. Just throw that over there like that. Bring this around here like that. Like that and that. Put some of this out. You can see some of the screen. Like so. There you go. Ah, look at that. My screen put the highest white level. Black paint, black fabric. Yeah, no problem. Even did this at 1,000 lumens. Did you know that? Twice on a 1,000 lumen demonstration. Even swapped the projector out right in the middle of a live demonstration. Swapped it out, took out a 4,000 projector, and then went in and basically did it all over again on 1,000 lumens. Painted the screen twice in this demonstration. Twice. Painted it, let it dry, did it again. First video, did it again. So, let's see. Mr. Bird, does your screen paint match black everyday paint? No, it doesn't. Why not? Because my screen paint can pull a higher white level because there's a heightener technology that gives it the capability to do that. It's much more better what I'm showing you, isn't it? But we've been showing you. And that's how we know he's been faking this demonstration. Just like when I showed you on the white screen. If you took a white screen, put black paint in that, and did that demonstration, it would come up so dark, you could barely see the screen. As I said before, Crow boys and naysayers who do not have any common sense, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to insult you when I say this, how dumb can you possibly be? Do you see the size of the screens that I have throughout my entire house? See the size of these monsters? 126 here, 150 over top me, 148 inch over here, 155 upstairs, 150 inch upstairs, 135 outside. So if I'm going to do a demonstration where I'm going to walk through my environment in a well-lit environment and show you snowstorms and bright, beautiful colors, how is it even possible that any one of those massive, large screens are going to pull up in a fully lit environment? Keep in mind, the bigger the screen, the more ambient light has contact with the screen. Not using expensive, overpowered, expensive projectors that do all the work. And I'm walking through my environment showing you all these screens lighting up. Even when you come into my intro video, you can see my 150 inch outside displaying a Starfield demonstration. Demonstrations of me painting screens on the walls. Outside. And you're watching all this and you're going to go, oh, it's dark because in this video it showed it was dark. Yeah, I'm insulting you in this one. I am. How dumb can you possibly be? Not to my customers. My customers are freaking amazing. You naysayers are freaking idiots at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm laying into you today. I was waiting for this one. How dumb can you possibly be? You watch me walk through my house in a live stream, angle gain at 190 to viewing grid, a $60 projector, and pull a bright image right off the surface. Projection screen in the ceiling with light coming down at you, watching the image crystal clear. If my image came up that dark to begin with, you wouldn't be able to see any demonstrations in the environment. And then some idiot comes up with the idea by saying, oh, he's using powers. He's manipulating real time. How, seriously? Literally? That's your, really? That's your answer? I'm manipulating real time. So let me get this straight. I have special cameras that allow me to manipulate real time. Oh, that's got to be the best editing software ever on the face of the planet. I mean, if that was the case, military could use that. Heck, the news could use that to boost their ratings. They can make something look like it's more than what it's not. Like 5 people had a car accident. They can make it like a 25 car pileup because you could see it in real time because they could manipulate it. But for some reason, multi-billion-dollar news companies don't have that technology, but me in this house would have it. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Nobody. At the end of the day, it's called faith and hard work. That's what it's called. Good gracious, man. I swear, I hate to lay into people like that, but I can't stand stupidity on that level. And we all know these people. These are the people you look at and you start off by taking your hand and start off at your mouth and it ends up at the back of your head going, good gracious. Who is that stupid? Yeah. Enjoy, naysayers. We're going to be doing a lot more of these demonstrations come along, painting on with the black paint. We're going to have some fun with this. I think we're going to pick me up some chalk paint while I'm at it, while I'm at Home Depot. I haven't done chalk paint in a while. We'll do that one too. Oh my goodness. I can't, man, unbelievable. And live demonstration at that. I get some of the dumbest emails you can possibly think of from some of these jokers. Oh, you gotta be using some special cameras and tricks. A live demonstration. Seriously, do I have a freaking lightning bolt in the front of my forehead? Am I Harry Potter? Man. And I see the most dumbest demonstrations being done by other people, and they go, oh, that's amazing. That's fantastic. Good gracious. Really? Don't even, naysayers, don't even spend the money for a projector. Literally, just go out and get yourself one of these knockoff projectors. This would be perfect for you. Because at the end of the day, like I said, our stuff only works on high-end projectors, so let's customize it. Just get you one of these right here. It doesn't make a difference. It's gray screen paint. It's going to show up either way. It's like a white screen. Now, I'm sorry if you people feel that I'm unprofessional by doing this, but I'm not. I have a right to express myself on this level. Because all the dumb demonstrations I see people try to do against our products because of pure jealousy. Because you're jealous because we can back up our products 100% and they can't do it. Gave you challenges, can't even complete them. The very challenge we gave you is a basic challenge, not even a challenge, it's a test demonstration for our screen's final. It's the final demonstration. They had to go outside and they had to produce that image. You couldn't even complete that, Crow. But we're not done yet, because by the end of the day, I'm going to have our paints down here, and we're going to make your products. And we're going to show how easy it is to make your products. And we're going to do the tablespoon. We're going to use your own tutorial video. We're not going to do this off the top of our head. I'm going to use your tutorial video that you deleted off your account to make these products. And like I said, I don't want to see a little bump of a margin. I want to see a huge difference. You know what a huge difference is, right? Like, this is what I mean by huge difference. If I stick your screen in the middle of my screen and I go to my projector and I ask my projector for red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is what I want to see. I want to see a huge difference. I don't want to see a little bump of red or this makes, no, I want to see a huge difference. And I should be able to sit back at least 18 feet and be able to see the difference from 18 feet. Now, if I take your screen paint here, this is your Metallica mix, and I put that right there, right? All right. How much of a difference am I seeing between those two? Am I going to see a massive, significant difference in this? No, I'm not seeing that. So in order for me to see that, I'm going to have to be right up on top of the screen in order to show you. This is how you do your demonstration. See right here? See the color here is much darker here. And then right here, see how it's slightly washed out here? It's lighter here. This is still good. It's still good. But right here, this one right here is showing a much better contrast level. That is a freaking fail right there. That's a fail. That's not a difference at all. Period. I think he quit. That's not a difference. This and this is not a difference. This is a difference. See what I mean? So that's what I better see when we get that screen paint down here. We start doing these black and white mixes. I better see a difference of that red screen, which is my black technology. I better see a difference between night and day. If it looks anything like that, then automatically from the door your product is a fake. So like I said, I need to be standing back where my door is at. See where my door is at right here, people? This is where my door is at. We should be sitting this far back. I should be to see a difference between your product and any one of those screen paint mixes we make today. If I don't, it shows me at the end of the day that nobody can really tell the difference between your product. Not if you're standing right up on top. Well, you have to be sitting right on top of it. So if I put in TCL 4K demonstration.
Getting that for YouTube.
Now I'm standing where my projector's at. That's 14 feet. We'll bring it past the projector and we'll bring you here. Not seeing much of a difference, Crow, at all. And meanwhile, my screen, being as dark as it is pulling up those nice bright levels. Let's get closer. I better not see this. When we bring those black and white mixes in here, I better not see this right here. There's supposed to be a difference between your two products. Look at the color of the car here. Look how bright yellow it is, and look how washed out it is here. You're not even picking up the contrast on the windshield correctly. See? So that's what I mean by I need to see a difference. Well, we'll see. We'll be back in here again to do this demonstration. I'm going to do another panel demonstration for Facebook in a few minutes. So I had fun with that. And I got to call whoever this person's back. Two of them that came in was from Mr. Jamie because we have his number over here. So we know he's been calling us. He's ticked right now. He is really ticked. Of course, yeah, you got out of it. You got out of doing fake demonstrations. At the end of the day, I told you it was black paint. Well, with that being said, I'm out of here. I'm going to go on Facebook and have a little fun over there. Thank you for watching the demonstration. Thank you for your time. I got to go, and God bless.